Let me out. Whoa, hello and welcome to the latest in my series of Day Tripadaz. This is the 10th anniversary special. Well, 10th not as in 10 years, but 10th as in my 10th episode. And this week we've come to Exeter, and as you can see, we've started our journey today in the stunning location of Exeter Canal, and we've come first of all to the famous Double Locks. Now this place was built in 1701 and it was built using Dutch bricks. Apparently we were importing bricks and ballast from Holland in those days, and we were exporting cloth, something called serge, which I always thought was the name of Edwina's son on Ab Fab. Probably got it from the same place as well. But the Double Locks pub did double up as two things. So first of all, it was the lockkeeper's cottage, and then in the late 18th century it became an inn, and it's still an inn to this very day, called the Double Locks. There's still one lock here that exists, and I think the second one must have been down there where the opening is, and you can see some people coming up here in their canoe or kayak at the moment. This canal in that direction will go down towards Exeter itself, and if we head up the river, up the canal, that will eventually bring you out onto what must be the River Exe, I guess. So this is the Double Locks Inn. We've got here a little bit early today. The pub opens at 11 o'clock. But just to let you know about some of the things we're going to be doing today, we will be going down the canal to what will be Exeter Quay, and we'll have a look around there. There's a big story to be told about the reason why there is a canal here, and of course there is the river, and the river and the canal run alongside each other. It does seem a little bit strange really, but there's a reason for that, and we'll come to that later on. Carrying on in the programme today, we will be having a walk around Exeter Cathedral, and that's quite a stunning location as well, and there's a green outside there. I'll tell you a little bit about a hotel which fairly recently burnt down, so there's quite a story behind that one as well. And then later on, to cap the whole day off, and quite appropriately for this 10th anniversary, we will be joining in the festivities at Exeter Pride, which should be quite good fun. And I'm hoping to catch, we've not done the parade this morning, you know they do the usual Pride march at the beginning of these things, but we've not actually done that today because we come to the pub first of all. This could be a glorified pub crawl, by the way, as it happens. There's the railway line in the background that connects Exeter to the rest of the world, and you'll see lots of people out here in their rowing boats, as you do. But what I am hoping to do with the Pride event this afternoon is they do like a mini parade through Gandy Street, which is in the middle of Exeter, and that should be good fun, especially we've had a couple of pints in the meantime. I've been joined here today by my friend Tony, who've met before at, well, a couple of times actually. We were at Bury Pomeroy Castle.
Yes,
indeed. And we're in Brixham.
Yes.
Fairly recently.
I've been a double set of videos.
Like the Double Locks, but the double videos, yeah. And we saw the Prince of Orange and Sir Francis Drake. They were all there, like you do. So we're at the double locks now, Tony, but the canal itself, there's a reason why the canal's here, and you've done some research on this. What was the origins of having a canal so close to having the river here as well?
Well, it sort of all stems back to about 1270, when Countess Isabella of Devon actually decided to build weirs all along the River Exe, from the Exe estuary up to Exeter itself. So that sort of restricted the movement of boats.
So that would stop ships basically coming up with their goods to dock at Exeter Quay, which would have been where they went. And didn't they have to stop then at Topsham, which is a port earlier down the river, because they couldn't get up to Exeter?
Yes, I believe Topsham then became a port itself, and they had to unload goods that are destined for Exeter, either imported or exported in and out of Exeter. So yes, Topsham then rose up as a rival to Exeter. And I think also the people then charged stagecoach and the horses, which would have been used to transport goods back and forth, quite a considerable toll. So that was sort of set up, incentivise somebody to do something about this, to reinstate canal travel.
And that would have stopped revenue going into the city itself. So the people of Topsham who owned that, they would have been making the money, the people of Exeter. So they had to build the canal to bypass the river in order to bring the ships back to Exeter Quay. We'll talk a bit more about the history of this place a little bit later on. I think it's probably time at this point to get a pint, because I think at this stage we should be just about coming around to opening time. We've snuck a little bit of a quiet little drink in here ourselves, but don't tell anybody. But it's not our fault, they're not open, so there's nothing we can do about that one. Anyway, we'll see you in a moment, and I've got some breaking news for you, something I promised in the last episode. See you in a moment. Okay, let's have a little stroll inside this lovely pub, the Double Locks, and see if we can't get ourselves a little drink or two as we walk across the flagstones. Let's see what we've got in here.
A large glass of peanut, thank you.
So I've returned back to the garden here at the Double Locks. Tony's got himself a pint of lager, Amstel for the record, and I've got myself a local beer which is made by an Exeter brewery, and there we are. So we started that. It's got a picture of a goat on the front. I'll find out what that's about one day. Won't bother too much about it. What I thought I'd show you now is the outside at the back end of the Double Locks pub, and there's lots of space out here, and I do know that they do live music here, and they've got loads of decking areas for you to sit on and enjoy your beer. And there's a good view down there as he falls over this whatever that is, of the actual lock that's left here. Like I say, there were two of them. There's only the one that's left there nowadays, and there's the pub itself. But just let me show you some of the scenery that you can enjoy sitting outside of this pub, which is really quite amazing. And a lot of people use this waterway to paddle their way up in kayaks and canoes, and you can even get those boards that you stand up on, and or in my case would probably fall straight off as well. And a huge amount of open space here as well, and they do live music, and they do like a barbecue outside here in the summer days, as it is today. In the background, just in that direction, you probably saw that we arrived today by train. And Tony, I think it's fair to say that the canal, whilst it had a fairly long life as a commercial route into Exeter, the railways would have had an impact.
Yeah, I mean, as I mentioned there in the video, I mean, it was set up, the canal, in about the late 1200s, I think. And of course the railways came along in the 1800s and really started to take away a lot of the trade and moving goods in and out of Exeter. So it was the beginning of the end of the canal in some ways.
Now that was an impact that was felt in every part of the country, really, wasn't it? Particularly when the Victorians were starting to spread the railway lines across the country. Brunel, big part of this part of the world.
Yes, building the Great Western Main Line, or at least a branch of it, off down towards Plymouth and eventually Penzance and Torbay. But I think also roads then are pretty much the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, it's pretty much the death nail, isn't it? And all these things are coming all in fairly quick succession in historical terms, so it will have an impact.
So I think it was last used for transporting goods in about 1984 when Esso, the oil company, that's when they ceased to transport oil into the Exeter Basin. Which I think
and so nowadays it just carries people like you and me who come up to get drunk in a pub somewhere on the
mainly
river. Use a
leisure
paddleboard,
and pleasure,
fall in the river.
Yes,
exactly. Now then, okay, I've got a little bit of breaking news for you. I mentioned to you when we were in the last episode, if you remember, we did a VE special down at Slapton Sands, that I mentioned that I was going to announce something which you will have seen on every single episode of Day Tripper Daz. And if you remember, at the beginning of each programme, it says this: Chesnops presents. Now, who is Chesnops? Well, I promised you this week on my 10th anniversary special that I would reveal all about Chesnops. In order to do that, I'm going to hand back to myself back in my bedroom, in my home. And as promised you, this week we would reveal the true identity of Chesnops. It appears at the beginning of each and every episode. So who or what is Chesnops? Well, here he is. Hi Chesney. Hello. We call him Chesnops, but his real name is Chesney. And he produces all the videos that you see on YouTube. He's very clever like that, isn't you, Ches? Eh? You like to get your paws on, don't you? Because you like to get stuck into making all these lovely videos we make. Now, everybody's been wondering who Chesnops is. And I thought this week, because this is obviously our 10th anniversary special, that I thought we'd actually introduce the producer of all the programmes. And here he is, Chesney the cat, or Chesnops. So thank you, Chesney. And now you've met Chesnops. And now you know. We're leaving now the double locks here in Exeter, and give you one final view of what a spectacular location this is. And just so you know that now you've met Chesney for the first time, he's my cat. He is in fact imprinted on me quite a lot, because I do have a tattoo of Chesney, which you can see there, playing a cornet, which is a brass instrument and one that I've played for many years, and my cat does genuinely play the cornet. You'll also see there actually a lot of colour in my tattoo, which I think is going to be quite fitting today as we go to the Pride event this afternoon, so that should fit in rather nicely as well. Okay, so as we close at this part, we are now going to head in towards Exeter, and the key to where we're going is just that. We're heading towards Exeter Quay. Okay, so we've made it down to the quayside here in Exeter, having strolled along what is the riverside of the water that runs through the city. In front of us is Butts Ferry. Once upon a time that would have been the only real way to have crossed the river by boat. It's only a short crossing, as you can see. Nowadays you can do it by foot, because there's a foot suspension bridge in the background. If you come down here at a certain point of the year, in the summer, they have a regatta down here, and you'll find hundreds of people here competing against each other to see who can row or sail or do whatever they do up and down the river. And there's still plenty of activity on the water as well, with people. You can hire a boat here if you want, or a kayak, and sail up and down the river as much as you want as the ferry comes across as well. In the background to us you'll find lots of bars and cafes, restaurants. There's an old open market right in front of us, and in the background you can see the old customs house, and there is a pub called the Prospect, and that is a pub that featured in an old TV program many years ago called the Onedian Line, of which I'd love to play the theme tune from that. I think you'll know it. If you want to look it up, it's the theme from Spartacus. But there's the pub there called the Prospect, and of course once upon a time, before weirs were constructed across here, tall ships would have made it down to this part of the town to ply their trade, and the mills that were built along the river here, when they put those weirs there, was therefore the reason for having to construct the canal that we saw earlier on. It's quite busy down at this part of the town. It's a busy little quay, and where we're going to head off to next, there's a couple of locations. We're going to go and see the old city walls, which are still here in part, and when we've done that we're going to go off to a pub with a famous ghost, or maybe more than one. So that'll be something to go and have a look at, and we'll probably end up becoming ghosts ourselves as we have yet another pint. Right, so we've come to an old wall here, and Tony, we were kind of like highly wanting this to be an old Roman wall, but we don't think it is, because we saw a sign just now saying it was built in 1560 or something. But it's an old wall. I expected to find something with Julius Caesar written on it.
I think that used to be a gate to the city over there, where the road beyond, the one you see.
Okay, and this modern construction in front of us definitely isn't Roman.
That's not Roman.
Okay, so
Or
that's
Victorian.
not Roman or Victorian or Nout, basically. It's just a monstrosity is what it is. However, it does get you across quite a busy road, and as you can tell, we're now starting to head in towards the city centre of Exeter. We're going to go to the cathedral very shortly, but first I'd like to take you to a pub which has a ghostly past. So we're definitely heading in towards the city centre now, and we're presented by this fantastic or otherwise mural, which was commissioned by Enhance, whoever he, she or it is, in Exeter, and it portrays some flying things which presumably are bird-like, and that's great. Just across the road there is the George's Meeting House, and that's a good place to meet. But what we're going to do now, Tony, if you're okay with it and you're not too scared. No, okay, right, what we're going to do now, we are really entering now the city centre. It's hard to remember sometimes that this is a city. You've seen all that beautiful places down by the canal and the river and down by the quay, but it is very much a city, and it has a cathedral. But where we're going into now is a pub. Now, that won't surprise you, will it? No, doesn't surprise anybody really. Oops, it's all going on here. There we go, everybody's busy doing their thing. So this is the White Hart, and look, there's a reason why I wanted to bring you here.
14th century.
Now look, the White Hart is one of the city's most ancient inns. It is scheduled as a building of historic interest and officially listed by the city of Exeter and a place of interest, and it dates back to the 14th century.
It says it there.
Oh, does it? 14th century ale house. And we'll probably get an ale here, but what I wanted to really show you is when we go inside.
Yes, this is where the horse and stagecoach.
So this would have been an old stagecoach.
Yeah.
And you can see by the cobbled floor here.
And I think we were driven out into a courtyard.
Yeah. You'd have probably seen, what was that famous stage coach robber called? Dick Turpin, wasn't it?
Turpin?
He might have been popular around here. There's a white lady who is here, but somewhere...
Not the one from Bury
Not the one
Pomeroy
from
Castle.
Bury Pomeroy Castle. No, it doesn't. As you can see, it's got quite a sort of Tudor look. And I mentioned to you about the ghosts, and there's a lot of stories of ghosts in this place. There was one about a solid-looking lady who was seen climbing a set of stairs, and those stairs weren't there. So that was there, and there are stories of a small child's face being seen. But perhaps the spookiest of the stories here was about a well, Tony.
Yes, I think in the 1600s, the owner of the pub tower on the hotel was trying to investigate a well and repair it. So they sent a workman down it, and within a minute or so, the poor workman just collapsed. And so they were concerned about it. So a fellow workmate went down into the well as well.
Like you do, and all wasn't well.
And all wasn't well because
No.
he also seemed to be overcome by some strange affliction.
And I think there was a third one who had
Yes,
a bash
the third
as well.
one then went down.
Yeah.
Third time lucky.
I think
Actually,
third
he
time
was lucky
because he got
was
away
lucky
with it.
because they managed to pull him out in time. And he survived, but he had to be treated with whatever rudimentary medical stuff they had in those days.
But the legend has
Back
it.
from the brink of death.
The legend has it that there was a strange lizard-like creature.
Well, half lizard, half rooster.
Yeah,
Which
like
is
you
an
do.
American term for a male hen. Or
I mean, I would point out to you this is a drinking establishment, and you know there is a possibility that there might be other reasons behind some things.
I think you remember over the years that some of these tales have got embellished and maybe have been used as some sort of way to draw tourists into the area. Like we are very much
Yeah, but we were talking earlier on as we came into the pub and had a pint or two, like you see, and some of the staff were a little more sceptical about some of the things that have been seen around here. For example, things falling off shelves, when it turns out the shelves themselves are quite wonky to start with. So there's a small possibility that
Could have been vibration from the very heavy traffic that we saw when
could
we
have
were
been the
just
vibrations from
going-
very heavy drinking.
Yeah.
I mean, that could have been it. So here we are at Exeter Cathedral, which is a 12th century cathedral in the grounds of a very busy day here. And we'll have a little walk around this impressive building, and as we do, we can see that there are huge throngs of people which are gathered around here today, looking all very happy and enjoying this really lovely day, enjoying the sunshine. I do know that one of the things that makes this building special are the buttresses that are used to keep it up, because as I guess cathedrals got bigger and bigger, they needed to find more elaborate ways to keep them secure and standing up. And so this is what you see on the side here of this particular cathedral, which is looking splendid and magnificent, and everyone's enjoying the sunshine today, which is looking really nice. Now over there you see what I think is the Clarence Hotel that burnt down not so long ago, and it's been rebuilt bit by bit, but there's not much left of it at the moment. If you go in that direction, you can see some more of the remains of the city walls, but also there are some underground tunnels here in Exeter, and they can be viewed if you book in advance, as you do, as we look further along the magnificent cathedral here in Exeter. And what's going on down here. Okay, well, we won't worry too much about that. Okay, so that's pretty good. Bit of scaffolding, and very nice it is too. So, what we're going to do next is we're going to go off to the Pride Festival, which is really the highlight of today, and we'll see all sorts of things going on there, which probably don't go on inside Exeter Cathedral. So it's the bar called Vaults, which isn't open at the moment, which leads us into Gandy Street. And this is such a iconic area because it's so small, yet it's full of those typical sort of shops that you don't find everywhere. And they're not your standard big store type shops. Cooling's is a famous bar. We might end up back there shortly, as you do. Hello, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Fantastic. What have you been doing today?
We've just been to Exeter Pride earlier on.
Have you?
Yeah.
So
what are you up to?
well, we're just about to go up there now. If it's still going on.
It's still going.
Is
and
it?
There's loads of people up there. You'll have a really good time.
Okay, I look forward to that. Yeah. So what have you been up when you come down here? So we're in Cooling's now, aren't we?
We're having a little refreshing drink.
Yeah. And what would that be? Oh, the old
A little bit of fizzy lemonade for adults.
yeah.
shall we say?
That's got to be done, doesn't it? Yeah. Have you got any friends here today?
This lot, the rabble.
The rabble. Where the rabble from?
We're all from around the Taunton area.
Are you all from Taunton?
Yeah.
Now tell me, I want to go to Taunton.
Yeah.
What am I going to do in Taunton apart from drink cider?
Not a lot.
Yeah, that's what I was
It
worried
depends on
about.
what you're into.
I know they've got steam drains there.
Yeah.
And there's got to be something else there,
I work
isn't
all the time, so I don't really. If you like a little bit of shopping, but not too much shopping, it's not city life
it? Yeah.
by any means. Exeter's a nice place.
Got a posh college there, haven't they?
They
Or
have-
public school type thing.
They have a few public schools. I happen to work in one of them.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, really fantastic.
Yeah.
So,
Going
and they
to-
got cricket ground there.
They have a very good cricket ground. Yes, indeed. Yeah, Taunton cricket ground.
Yeah. So it's
If you
like
like a bit of cricket. And you
I
like
do
the
love
waterways,
cricket. Do you know what I like about cricket? You sit there and it's in the background,
Yeah,
and a bottle of wine.
I don't like cricket.
You sound like a 10cc album.
No, more like an AC/DC album.
Oh,
There you go.
you're an
Look at
AC dear.
that. Yeah, and Metallica. Yeah.
Fantastic. Right, we're
Enjoy.
going to head off to the gardens now, and then see what's left of the Pride Festival.
Okay.
Lovely to see you.
enjoy.
Catch you
Take
later.
care,
Bye. There you go. So as the name says, we've made it to Exeter Pride. Yeah! Let's have a little look around here, and it's very busy here. I don't think we need to pay to get in, which is probably quite a good idea. Now on stage there's going to be loads of live acts and lots of bands, lots of people singing, and everyone's going to be like really colourful like you do, so it's probably only me that's not. But here we go, look, even the ice cream van is covered in the rainbow flag, and everyone's queuing up to go there, so we won't bother with that one at the moment. And it's hard to know where to turn around here, really, to be honest.
So I'll let you know when the time is right, but I either want you to clap your hands, wave those flags, or if you've got a safe space to do so, grab the person next to you and do the do-si-do. Do we all know the do-si-do? Do the do-si-do.
You've been here before, Tony, haven't you?
Yeah.
You up
Exeter
for that?
Pride. It's always a busy spot.
I'm sad I walked away before the
It's always a very noisy spot as well.
It
Yeah.
is the epicenter.
Yeah, we judge here.
And the weather is
Hit it,
brilliant
Toots.
today.
That's right. And do you know what? Whenever Exeter Pride happens,
Hang on a minute.
it's always
Kevin's
really
got
nice
distracted
weather.
by something shiny.
That always seems to be like the
You're
sort
right,
of,
Well, they seem to catch it right.
What time to drink?
And
We
it's-
drink here because
Well,
we're
the whole one
pirates.
in August. they've been
Bless him, he's
pouring
not
their
used to
rain.
computer.
I know, but it's still early May, so it's like
My
really
dad
quite
called me a pirate
remarkable. Let's continue
pirate.
walking around here as we look at
not
some of the
loading.
sights
Okay, that's great.
that are going on here.
Can we go and
Of
speak to
course,
them?
there's a
Because I've
bar,
got a peg leg. Do you want to go and speak to
and
them?
that'll be somewhere probably I'll head to shortly. Everyone's enjoying sitting down here. I can smell a bit of weed, by the way, but that's not to be unexpected, as it were. Even the dogs got a rainbow flag on. Hello.
Her drag queen.
And you'll see every kind of shape, size. All life is here, to be fair. So whatever it is you're into, I think this is probably the place for you to come to. They normally do a lot of food and things as well, Tony, don't they?
Yeah, and drink.
Food and drink, but you have to queue up for that. But I think we might have a way around that one.
We might have a get around.
We may have a little get around here. We've got a little secret weapon here, and we're not supposed to do something, but we might just do it anyway. Like, you're not supposed to bring your own drink in here, but I think we might just cheat on that front. A little bit further down here, so there's loads of stalls, loads of stands, loads of people, and lots of things going on here, and lots of music in the background as well. There's some nice woolly knickers there, if you want a pair. What else we got here? Naked calcium jewellery. Okay, we'll consider that as an option. Do you want some naked calcium jewellery, Tony?
No.
Do you pass on that one for the moment? Yeah. Oh, Devon-Air, I remember that radio station.
No, it's saving.
Oh, the actual Devon-Air ambulance. Okay. So I've scaled the heights here at Northern Hay Gardens. You can see the
Oh my gosh, right. Would you like
the main event going on down below us, the main stage.
You want me to get it now? Yes, give it to
Crowd
him.
going on down there. I'm going to walk down there and just see if I can find out what's occurring amongst everybody. Oh, and everybody's coming up here now at the moment. So let's head down there and see if we can find out what people think about the Pride Festival today in Exeter. Hello, you enjoying it?
Yeah, it's good.
What's the best part?
The dog show.
Oh, right. Oh, I didn't see that. Who won?
My dog won. Yeah. My dog won.
Did you win? Are you a winner?
He's the winner.
Congratulations. And what did you win?
He won this.
Oh, and what have you got in there?
A little bit of this.
That's pretty funky.
Some treats.
Oh, I think someone wants them now. Wow.
Yeah, little
So
bandana. Some more treats.
So you're the best act of the day.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Excellent. Cheers. I think that's just about it from Exeter Pride. Hope you enjoyed it. It's been a bit of a mad event here. Have you enjoyed it?
We were the two.
Has it been rubbish?
Yeah,
It's been great, isn't it? So, look, I mean, we've even got an ice cream van here painted in rainbow colours. It's obviously still bustling here a little bit.
Come
We're
on.
just about bringing to an end.
Oh my goodness!
If we get a word in.
Do you know what?
We're bringing to an end
I think we should treat
this
them.
week's adventure of Day
I think we deserve a
Tripadaz.
treat. They stayed here.
I hope you've enjoyed it.
Who has
If you
put on
have,
their third coat of
please press
sunblock?
like and the subscribe button.
And who is-
someone
And
over
I
there
really
has
love
a-
you for that.
Who
if you
is looking
possibly
rather
could.
like a tomato?
And next
Yeah.
time, I think we're going to head outside
Hello,
of
Vera.
Devon and head into
I can
Cornwall.
smell
Well, that should be
Hello,
worth
Vera.
looking forward
Regrets
to.
that
So if
I'm
you've
not
enjoyed this
wearing
programme,
any
thank you very much.
But
And
it's
I'll
all right,
see you
'cause
again
hello, my
next
love,
time
you all right?
on Day
Nice to
Tripadaz.
see you. It's funny when you look out in the crowd and you see people you know, isn't it? Some people you want to ignore.